Aloha everyone, I'm McKenna Maduli. Welcome back for the third edition of PTC-TV at PTC’21. If you missed the first two programs, please visit ptc.org/PTC21. PTC’21 is made possible in part by the generous contributions of our sponsors. Mahalo to each of the PTC’21 Platinum sponsors. Thank you for your support.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us at PTC TV. We are here today with Marc Halbfinger, who is the CEO of PCCW Global, a guy most of you know, but for those of you who don't, he's a thoughtful, smart guy who went to the London School of Economics, and hopefully, Marc, will get a chance to talk about what that has meant to you in terms of your analytical skills. But to get to a couple of the innovations that you're most proud of, I think, at PCCW Global. You've been involved in a Console Connect program. Explain what that's about and what business value that drives for you.
Oh, thanks, Gary. PCCW Global just again is 100% owned by HKT, the publicly traded leading ICT service provider in Hong Kong, but PCCW Global operates globally. About 3 years ago, we acquired Console Connect, which was focused on automating network connectivity. We've been very much engaged in leveraging that acquisition, not as an add-on to PCCW Global, but rather as a platform to completely reshape PCCW Global. And arguably, Console Connect acquired PCCW Global because we've taken on a complete change of character in driving a technology-based approach to what used to be a standard carrier network. And we're quite pleased with where that's come in the last 3 years.
How does that relate to agility, for example?
That's spot on. We didn't prepare, but that's exactly it. We actually have been using SAFE, which stands for Scaled Agile Framework, as a framework inside our organization to create common language for the people who are involved in the traditional PCCW Global Network business and the people involved in software-based, technology-based delivery of automated services. And the first thing we noted was we needed a common language amongst all of our people in order to make sure that we were delivering a common view of the future. And SAFE, or Agile frameworks, help provide that. It gives us transparency in terms of resources allocated. It helps deliver value set. A little bit of a misnomer around Agile is that it means fast. I'm not sure that that's quite accurate. Agile, in our view, means clear, transparent, commonly understood throughout the organization, and it helps give a very set cadence to development and what can be delivered inside the organization and to an external user.
You know, it's interesting. You talk about agility. I seem to recall for virtually all of my telecom careers, 35 years, maybe more than that now, we have been searching for the holy grail of what we used to call on-demand bandwidth, that we'd be able to literally provision on the fly the resources that you need. And when you tell us you're done, you can order them turned off and we can do that on the fly. It sounds like you're actually getting pretty close to that vision.
Well, we are. We're Console Connect's first objective was to create automated direct connects to cloud, and we facilitated that from PCCW Global's IP infrastructure to allow any user really to create an automated cross connect to any one of the major clouds out there. That includes Western clouds, Chinese clouds, and now some European clouds and Korean ones as well. You can go into the consoleconnect.com website and see all of that. It's easily done, and it's all automated. It really doesn't need a salesperson or some sort of technical interface there. And then just a couple weeks before Christmas, we launched Internet on Demand. And we think that's a world first to some extent, which allows not only direct connect to cloud, but now you're able to have a network to network automated connection exactly as you're looking for. This is at the IP level, layer 3, automating layer 3, automating layer 2, which we'd already done in order to provide the direct connect to cloud. I think all that is really quite exciting. So having that availability is very important. And as verticals become more complex, particularly in the IoT space, the other important element of what we do is to automate user-to-user interconnection. So if I'm an airline that wants to interconnect with some sort of unique information to a jet manufacturer, an engine manufacturer, or to an airport, we're able to create that on-demand interconnect relationship on the fly as well, provided both users are part of the Console Connect platform arrangement. So I think that is very important. The technical interconnect is there, but also the financial settlement relationship is increasingly becoming available. Being able to automate the technical interconnect and to automate the financial settlement of a transaction, having those two combined has been the real challenge. And I think that we're quite a ways down the road in assuring that users will be able to make themselves actually behaving more efficiently on a more on-demand basis, exactly as you say. Not sure if we're yet at the holy grail of every unit of bandwidth, but we're moving along at a nice pace.
So one of the issues that we often find with advanced technology as it's applied to the actual conduct of the communications business is artificial intelligence or machine learning or blockchain. And it sounds sexy and glamorous, but it's kind of hard to figure out how we end up using it practically to support our business operations. Where does blockchain fit for you?
Well, that's fair, and I think a bit of a call out also to PTC. I think one of the beauties of PTC is the integration of academia, and I believe that in some of these research areas, particularly around blockchain or distributed ledger, where there's a lot of place to go around zero knowledge proofs and everything that's happening, not just around financial settlement, but also in interrogating information and security along the network using distributed ledger as a manner of verification in and amongst multiple users to complex ICT situations. I think in that regard, we are at PCCW Global doing a good piece of work by bringing in more PhDs and engaging in R&D, starting to write patents that can fit to that environment. But our objective really is not for PCCW Global, but more for the industry. We believe that the industry will be better served by having a global distributed ledger environment that will be able to automate transactions. The more we want to go to an automated ICT environment that mixes and matches between different components of our environment, which would be cloud, network, applications, other, whatever that may be, it's important to make sure that all components of the relationship are automated. Otherwise, the interconnects and interoperability will look a little bit lumpy or clumsy even, and that won't get us where we want to be. And so we believe that distributed ledger as the glue, if you will, that will be able to put some of those pieces together, both from a financial settlement point of view, as well as security and interrogation of assets and environments is really quite critical. And our work there is also done together with others in the industry. And we believe that the industry as a whole should be moving in that direction. We've helped promote some of that in other industry forums. We've seen it in MEF, we have it in C-band. We're also involved in GSMA and in ETSI now in Europe. And I think that our contributions there are quite positive. And again, a call out to academia to get more involved in that space.
Let's switch gears for just a moment. I mentioned earlier that I was really impressed with your schooling at the London School of Economics. And I've also noticed that you are unusually adept at sort of getting quickly to the heart of a particular business problem that the PTC Board of Governors may be considering, for example. How did you get there? What tools did you learn? How do you approach business problems and solving them?
Let's see, I attended many years ago, over 30 years ago, I did my master's there in international relations with a focus on international political economy. I think for many years, it's always been valuable in order to take a look at evolving political and economic situations to understand the dynamics of a political and economic environment. The telecommunications component, all the technology really I've learned on the fly as I've been in the business for the last 30 years, starting in cable TV and then moving on to international telco over time. But I think that LSE and what I picked up there in international relations has been particularly valuable in the last 3-4 years as we've started to see a changing environment from the move that we've seen that was aimed over the last, let's say, 10, 12 years to globalization, to the shift that we've taken place in the last 4 years, where countries are a bit more focused on their own borders. And obviously, we shouldn't ignore the US PRC trade tensions, which have led to different type of environmental situations and some sort of concerns that are also affecting our industry. My personal belief is that the ICT industry is here to help facilitate communications in and amongst people, regardless of the various border concerns. Obviously, every country needs to look after its own security. I wouldn't challenge that under any circumstance. But I think it's important to bear in mind that telecommunications networks, international telecommunications networks, have been around since before the telephone. And undersea cables, as an example, have been around since 1850. We've seen many different forms of economic theory, economic ideology, political theory, political ideology. Having a historical context, which is, I guess, what I picked up at LSE, I think has been valuable to understand where things are headed. It's hard to predict the future, but having a good look at the past can at least be a helpful guidebook. And I think that in that regard, we're trying to stay level-headed. PCCW Global views itself as an international company that is seeking as much as possible to sit at the crossroads of the different ICT environments, both geographically and functionally. I think it's important that there be more interoperability that's better organized among cloud, network, and application. And that's really the mantra of Console Connect. And we'd like to do so while respecting all of the various laws, rules, and obligations that exist in any jurisdiction worldwide. That's going to be increasingly complex over the next few years. And to some extent, some of the educational training that I had has been helpful, but it is a new world and moving at a much faster pace, I should add. And I think each of us is going to have to work through the complexities as we go forward. But thanks for bringing that up.
And thanks for joining us today, Marc, at PTC-TV.
Gary, thank you. It's great to be here.
The PTC Hub, the exhibit hall in the online platform, features PTC-21 exhibitors, PTC-TV, a literature display, and more. The PTC Hub is open to the public Sunday through Wednesday. Come learn, meet, and network with conference attendees in the PTC Hub. Connecting with the PTC community is easy. Follow PTC on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. Join the conversation and use hashtag PTC21. We can't wait to see what you're learning, who you're meeting, or the experience you're having. It's Tuesday, January 19th. Here's a look at what's happening today. Thank you to all of the women who attended the women's reception sponsored by Paul Hastings last night, and for those of you who got your day started with the second set of submarine cable workshops sponsored by Suboptic. Join Doreen Bogdan-Martin of the ITU as she shares her perspective on the value and importance of digital technologies in the midst of an unprecedented global crisis in SDGs and ICT's digital as the drive of global development. Paul Hastings Tarajunta moderates ESG as a business imperative in our new reality, as panelists discuss companies considering environment, social, and governance, ESG, and human rights challenges and opportunities, exploring strategies and approaches to addressing the broadening ESG challenges. Billions of dollars of public and private capital has flowed into the communications infrastructure sector, prompting our panel to review the technological drivers of investment across major regions and how major global stakeholders view the current landscape in global infrastructure investment. The rise of the smart network looks at how technologies such as SDN, SD-WAN, and network slicing are providing a new era of intelligence and flexibility for wireless and wireline networks. Will the 2020s be known as the decade of the edge? The leading edge of the edge brings together theorists and practitioners at the leading edge of the edge with innovative architectures and business models. Panelists will explore how data centers and fiber providers have been adjusting to new technologies and formats. What will enable them to move more quickly and provide more cost-effective solutions? What are the challenges for 2021 and beyond? Networks and data centers' strategic business development will try to answer these questions and more. Tuesday's topical session examines satellite constellations with some of the industry's leaders. PTC would like to offer our congratulations once again to Dr. Heather Hudson, recipient of the 2021 Richard J. Barber PTC Distinguished Service Award. Thank you for your decades of dedication to PTC and our community. Thanks for joining us for What's Happening Today. Tune in tomorrow for our final episode of PTC-TV for PTC’21. PTC’21 is made possible in part by the generous contributions of our sponsors. Mahalo to each of the PTC’21 Gold sponsors. Thank you for your support. Did you know that Pacific Telecommunications Council is a global, nonprofit membership organization that works year-round to advance the ethical development and use of information and communication technologies, ICT, to improve the quality of life in communities throughout the Pacific region? Learn more at ptc.org/outreach-initiatives.
Every day, businesses around the world are being challenged to do more, deliver better experiences, empower workers. That's why connectivity has never been more important to thrive in an increasingly digital world. At Telstra, we're focused on connecting global economies to Asia, enabled by our people, innovative technologies, and partnerships. And likewise, connecting a fast-growing Asia to the rest of the world. Telstra has Asia's largest subsea cable network, carrying up to 1/3 of the region's internet traffic. In China, Telstra PBS is the first foreign telco, combining local delivery with world-class expertise. Telstra enables you to thrive in Asia and beyond. That's why, when you think Asia, think Telstra.
The PTC Academy introduced a virtual format in 2020 that allowed attendees to join from across the globe. In addition, it was the first year that Academy courses were accredited for continuing education thanks to a partnership with Subdel Forum. Stay tuned for the 2021 PTC Academy courses schedule. Visit ptc.org/academy to learn more. PTC’21 networking lounges are the online component to a hospitality or business suite. Visit the networking lounges between your PTC’21 sessions to learn more about the companies participating, schedule a one-on-one meeting, or to attend an event. Be sure to join us in Tapa Auditorium for PTC’21 featured participants, workshops, and topical sessions that examine the new realities of the telecom industry.
I'm Joe Weinman. Welcome to PTC TV. I'm the Vice Chair of the PTC Advisory Council, and it's my pleasure today to have with me Surendra Saboo, who is the President of Inteliquent. Surendra, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and Happy New Year's.
Yes, Happy New Year to you too, and to everyone. So quick question, Surendra, for those people that don't know, what is Inteliquent? What does it do exactly?
Inteliquent provides a comprehensive suite of voice, messaging, fax, and emergency services powered by our network. I mean, that is the biggest strength that we have, which is the largest independent and highest quality network in the US. We have an extensive set of APIs for our customers to interact with our service platform and consume any one of those services. Now, we consider our services to be mission critical component of the nation's communications infrastructure. And I say that because the fact is that the top 5 service providers in every segment of the industry, whether it is the UCaaS providers, the communications platform providers, call center or collaboration companies, or the traditional wireline, wireless, and cable companies, all are customers of Inteliquent and in a significant way. And to just give you a size and scale of our business and our network covers 94% of the population in the US. And we have 100 million phone numbers in service, and carry 300 billion minutes, voice minutes, in an annual basis.
So an obvious question would be, so you mentioned some of the target customers that you have and are pursuing. The thing that always struck me, I've been in both sales and strategy, sort of the key question is, why does a customer pick a particular company over a different company? So why do customers pick Inteliquent instead of, I don't know, I assume you have competitors?
Sure. I think, the first and foremost, I believe the customers pick us because of our network capability. We have a tier 1 IP network, and as I mentioned before, it's one of the biggest differentiators as we see it. And anybody, because owning a network and operating a network like ours provides the quality that the customers are looking for. Okay? We have an extensive reach with our network, and our connections are direct to other providers in the industry. We have direct connections to them. So it actually increases the quality, and that's what people are looking for. Our customers are looking for quality in the service. That's paramount today, right? And for just to give you an example, 92% of the 300 billion minutes I talked about that we terminate annually, 92% of that traffic is terminated directly from us to the end user network that the call is going to, directly with no intermediary in between. So we get a call and we directly terminate 92% of the traffic to the network it is destined to. So
I guess it would be safe to say that since you have the largest footprint, you're more likely to be able to have improved performance for these customers.
Absolutely.
Just a quick note, it was a year ago at PTC that we started hearing reports of a new mystery illness that was arising, and this has been quite a year. So what has been the impact on your company and your customers? What have you seen from a business and or customer perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw back in the March timeframe last year when the pandemic hit, and we saw as immediate, almost within a few days, we saw an immediate increase in surge of traffic as people started to work from home, right? We overall in our network, we saw a 30 to 40% increase in traffic. You can imagine we carry 25 billion minutes of traffic every month. And to have a surge like that, we had enough capacity in our network and resiliency in our network to be able to take that kind of a surge almost immediately. Then we worked very, very diligently with a lot of our partners in the industry, our other network providers in the industry, to sort of augment the capacity that we had between ourselves. So to be able to truly, address this situation in such speed that you can imagine some of the collaboration companies and video conferencing companies like Zoom or others that we saw for individual companies like that, we saw almost a 5-fold increase in traffic.
A 5-fold increase in traffic. That's just incredible. Well, hopefully this coming year is a little less stressful than this past year has been. But I do have to ask you, with that kind of increase, what exactly is the secret to your success?
I truly believe the secret to our success is the motto of our company. I believe, and to tell everybody, the motto of Inteliquent is to make our customers successful with the best people providing the best service over the best network. Now, this is a very simple and straightforward sort of a message, but it really takes a lot to make it happen, right? And I think every person in Inteliquent is vested in the success of our customer. And we believe that only by making our customers successful do we grow. We grow by making them grow and successful.
Well, that's a fantastic story. So Surendra Saboo, thank you so much for joining us on PTC TV.
Thank you, Joe.
TM is the largest integrated ICT solutions provider in Malaysia. We are constantly developing advanced infrastructure coverage across Malaysia through our extensive fiber optic network and comprehensive mobile solutions. As a trusted partner in end-to-end connectivity and ICT, TM would be honored to be part of your journey, and we will always be there to make your business and the lives of your customers easier.
Want to get involved with PTC and learn more about membership? Stop by the PTC booth in the PTC Hub. Chat with our members, learn more about PTC membership benefits, and maybe even win a fabulous prize like Apple AirPods Pro, Waverly Labs Ambassador Translator, or PTC membership. The PTC webinar series, Frictionless Business, will kick off again in February 2021. Webinars will be hosted the third Wednesday of each month through November 2021. Industry leaders, investors, analysts, technologists, and academics will provide guidance on new trends and priorities in the industry. PTC is excited to announce that 2021 PTC Webinar Series will be brought to you in part by PCCW Global. PTC’21 is made possible in part by the contributions of our sponsors. Mahalo to each of the PTC’21 silver sponsors. Thank you for your support. Aloha everyone, I'm McKenna Maduli, your PTC’21 host. I'm here at the Hilton Hawaiian Village in beautiful, magical Waikiki. Of course, we miss you this year. We are looking forward to having you next year. But you know, we were thinking, how could we bring a little bit of Hawaii to you? And I'm sure as you arrived here in Waikiki or in Hawaii, you have had or heard of the dish called poke. It is one of our Hawaiian delicacies. It's very simple to make, and I'm gonna just walk you through something you can make at home. Are you guys ready? Okay, here we go. So we're gonna take about 8 ounces of fresh ahi tuna, and we're just gonna put it in like a very simple bowl. And of course you can chop it up in cubes, you can slice it thinner if you want. So we're gonna start off with that, and then we are gonna go to something we call limu here in Hawaii. It is Hawaiian seaweed or limu, and you wanna chop it up a little bit like so. We'll put a little bit over there, about half of this. There, you can check maybe your Asian market if they have this. And again, if you don't need to put the limu in there. This is just my personal favorite way to make poke. Now we have a little bit of alai or Hawaiian salt. Put a pinch or two on there. And then probably about a 1/4 cup of chopped fresh white onion. So there we go. And of course, you can put this on a salad. I'm gonna put it on our famous rice. We have rice with everything here in Hawaii. So two things that are really important is gonna be sesame oil, and you can use toasted sesame oil or plain, and we also have soy sauce. So just about 1/4 of a teaspoon, that was a little bit more than that, and about a tablespoon, give or take, of shoyu or soy sauce. All right, final touch for me is always gonna be a little bit of chopped green onion. So cut that a little bit like so. And you guys, just like that, you're transported to Waikiki having a nice poke bowl. Now you don't wanna mix it too much. Just a simple, so all the flavors can get on the fresh fish and of course the different types of onion. And I really think you'll enjoy the Hawaiian limu. And just like that, you guys, voila, we have fresh ahi poke. So again, you can put it on a salad, but we have here our little rice. It's a simple scoop, rice right there. And boom, just like this. And if I want it to be a little bit extra fancy, I would do a little bit more green onion, chop it up for a little garnish. And since we have these little cute little decorations over here, I'm gonna put this on and plate it just like so. Look, you guys are magically transported to here in Waikiki with your very own fresh ahi poke bowl. We hope you are well, and we'll see you at PTC 22. Discover Hawaii. Dance. Mix a blue Hawaii cocktail. Watch Chef Kevin prepare a delicious ginger scallion salmon. All of these videos and more are available on demand in the PTC Cultural Experience Networking Lounge. Stop in today. PTC 21 is made possible in part by the contributions of our sponsors. Mahalo to each of the PTC 21 a la carte sponsors. Thank you for your support. A very special mahalo to the 2020 PTC Board of Governors for their year-round leadership and support. PTC would like to take a moment to recognize the 2020 Advisory Council for their support. Mahalo to our year-round sponsors for their ongoing support. Mahalo for watching PTC TV. Come back again tomorrow for our final episode of PTC TV at PTC 21. Aloha.
Welcome to a new era that ends the hassle of having to deal with multiple service providers. Presenting CM iConnect, your connect-all carrier solution. iConnect gives you the most optimal telecommunications solutions that cater to diverse business needs. Featuring all-inclusive services from voice, SMS, mobile, data, China Connect, and professional services. Take your carrier business to the next level with iConnect today and enhance your connection to the world.